Going on a fishing mission with an absolutely terrible weather forecast seems to be the new norm. But as always, the boys will do their very best, and I know that we will have a ton of fun doing it. Because the weather is terrible, this fishing mission is days long. We have rented a house off a mate for the next 3 nights and given ourselves 3 days to try and catch something to eat. It is not just the boys on this one, the boys are accompanied by the girls. Milan's partner Alex is coming, and my partner Claire with an I is also coming on this mission. And Claire has never even been fishing before, so that is going to make things just a little bit more interesting, I reckon. Milan has organised a off-road vehicle, I will call it. We're going to pick that up on the way down, and then we will use that hopefully during the middle of the day. Go up the farm, have a look around. I'm hoping to film some time lapses and fly the drone and maybe go feed the eels and yeah, just enjoy that middle part of the day, weather allowing of course, and then go fishing again in the evenings. It has been a very long time since we went fishing at that spot, but the last time we were there, I seen Milan catch the biggest snapper that I reckon I've ever seen him catch. And to do it land-based made it even more spectacular. And I'm saying that because there's always the chance that something massive like that could appear. And I will be quietly praying to the fishing gods for exactly that. If the weather doesn't allow any midday activities, then we'll just hang out at the house and eat like kings. If we aren't eating fresh snapper, then we will be eating venison that I obtained with my bow and arrow recently. Had a little bit of success lately with the bow, which is awesome.
Hello, little dude. You're lucky Tyler's not here, mate. He would have had you.
And now that the Lateral Line is brought to you by Graham the Butcher at Mootown Meats in our hometown of Morrinsville, Church Graham. We really appreciate your support, brother. And with Graham's support, there is a few more meaty treats on this one. So, now that you know where we're going and what we are doing, it is time to get to it. I'm about to head into the shed, pack up my new truck. Oh, my new old truck. The boys own a vehicle for the first time in like 10 or 12 years, I think. Myself and Claire will load our gear into that. Milan is borrowing his dad's 4x4 at the moment until we get our new tow wagon, which we are building with Hybrid Street in Auckland. Look forward to some build videos about that. That thing is going to be a weapon. So yeah, Milan's going to be here soon to pack his fishing gear, and then we will be waiting for Alex to finish work and then convoy down, pick up this off-road 4x4 little machine, and then head to the house. We're not going to get to the house until dark tonight, get all our gear loaded in, get organised, get settled, have a good night's sleep, wake up tomorrow and hope that it's not raining, and head out on said fishing mission. Bring it on! It isn't hard getting out of bed before daylight at the moment because it isn't daylight until well after 7 a.m. And no sooner had day begun to break and we were organising gear, getting ourselves ready and heading off down to the rocks to go fishing. From the house that we're staying at, it is only, wouldn't even be half an hour to the spot that we wanted to fish. And the tides aren't exactly perfect for that spot today. So you got to get your feet wet to get there, which if you're Milan doesn't bother you one little bit. But if you're me and you've got a drone, well, you'll let the drone do the work for you and keep your feet dry. And given the fact that Milan only had about half an hour before the tide was going to scare him off the rocks, I thought it best just to get some beautiful shots of this beautiful location with the drone and of Milan fishing. It wasn't just me that was scared away from the half an hour of fishing by getting your feet wet. The girls were also perched on a rock and just enjoying being out in the wide open spaces. So there hadn't been a lot of fishing done before Milan, myself and the girls were getting ourselves off the rocks and headed back to the house to have breakfast. And Graham the butcher was nice enough to supply us with Mootown bacon. So yeah, we had bacon and eggs on toast for breakfast. Once all the dishes were done and we'd had a little bit of a lax out, we thought it best to make use of the little four-wheel drive machine that we've got. The owners of the house here also own a huge property that has insanely cool views. So we took the four-wheel drive machine and just went on a bit of a tiki tour, bit of a sightseeing joyride if you want to call it that. I very literally could have spent the entire day up on the farm filming time lapses and just soaking in the scenery and all that goes with it. It is an absolutely stunning place to just spend a day driving around on a motorbike. And we ended up taking the long way back, which put us down on the beach. Milan had packed a couple of rods this morning when we organised the motorbike, and we thought we'd have a crack at trying to catch something off the beach to eat. And did I mention that the weather is stunning? I started this video by saying that we were in for a terrible forecast, and I've got to be honest now and say that I only looked at the rain forecast, and the rain forecast said it was going to rain today, but I didn't look at the swell forecast and I didn't look at the wind forecast. And when I spoke to Milan this morning, he's like, dude, what are you talking about? There is no wind forecast and there is very little swell. And for there to be very little swell on the west coast, that is a rarity all in itself. So we have spent today in awesome weather, and I was thinking that we were going to be stuck in the house waiting for the rain to pass and then doing our best to go fishing and going out on four-wheel drive missions in between the showers and all the rest of it. So I'm super stoked that the rain forecast that I looked at was wrong, because we have had an awesome day. And our day is a long way from over. We are right now back at the house, just chilling out, relaxing, having something to eat, and awaiting the tide to be right to get back down onto the rocks. Milan's super keen to go and fish those rocks, because last time we were here and we had a forecast where there was no swell, we were able to get right out onto the end of that little rock formation, and right on the end of that little rock formation there's a little horseshoe, and inside that little horseshoe Milan caught the biggest snapper that I've ever seen him catch. Think you might have your tides wrong, boy.
No, just a little bit keen, bro. Yeah, hour out.
But we do have a low tide at about 7, which is only going to allow maybe an hour's fishing tonight. But with the tides that we have tomorrow morning, we'll get like an hour and a half tomorrow morning and then pretty much nothing tomorrow night. But on Sunday morning, our last morning, I reckon we're going to get like 2, maybe even 3 hours perched on the end of that rock formation in that prime spot. And I reckon on Sunday there is a really, really good chance that we catch something massive. If not, I can pretty much bet that we'll definitely go home with something to eat. So stay tuned. This one could get really, really good. Let's go.
Too much fat in the meat.
Talk about flame grilled, Milan.
be okay. They'll be tasting burnt the legs off, so. Oh.
We are 2 fishing sessions deep on this one, and we've yet to see a fish. But in all fairness, we have not been able to fish the exact spot that we wanted to fish. And more than one fishing session has been wasted because yeah, it's just a little bit tough, but not today. Today we have got ourselves out of bed nice and early, got ourselves organised and onto the rock, the very rock that we wanted to fish, and this rock is the same rock that Milan caught that massive snapper off. Claire has just had a crash course in how to cast, and this is her very first time fishing, so to be doing it here, it's a little bit extreme, but it's good fun and I'm sure she will do well. It's a little bit of a privilege to be here on this rock fishing because you got to get everything right to be here. There can be no swell, it's got to be at dead low tide, and then you got to be able to do it when the weather's calm enough that you're not getting beaten up trying to catch a fish. But yeah, we're at said spot. Baits are in the water, and I reckon it's only a matter of time and something that we can eat is going to be caught, and there is a chance of something crazy big because this is crazy big fish country. I'm looking forward to this one.
Bit of that.
Yep, now push the whole hook right through its eye. Pull the line through. And then hook the hook into the bait, how you did it before.
Like that.
Yep, straight through there underneath the backbone. Pull it right out, yep, and then pull the line tight. That's it!
Oh, that's
Cast
good.
that!
That's a weapon. Do I have to cast it far? And how long
Nah,
do I let it sit?
don't bother casting far.
Just a little cast and let it sink a bit.
Got my first snapper bite.
First snapper bite.
Yep.
2 days of fishing and we got a bite.
It's a bit of a shame, eh?
It's going to be awesome.
Got all the weather, now we just need the fish. Hasn't quite gone to plan with the tides, but it never really does. I think there'll be snapper everywhere. Oh, Claire's got something. Claire's got a big snapper on. Come on, Claire.
Lift and wind, clear.
Lift up, lift up.
And then wind down.
And we're going to wind at the same time. Okay, wind, and walk this way, over the rock.
Go!
And wind. Real tight.
This is Claire's very first fish that she's ever caught. Oh, that is awesome!
I got a fish!
You got a fish!
Not the only fish!
I hope that's not the only one.
Oh, for now, for now. Fishing.
What a beautiful snapper.
For first fish.
For any fish. I'd be just jumping off the walls if I caught that now.
You caught a fish!
No! I'm shaking.
You're shaking.
Come here, I'll show you so you can hold it for Nato.
Whoa! You got a big fish!
Oh, I got a big fish. He's,
What do you reckon?
it's cool.
Is it cool?
Cool colours.
He's going to be real tasty.
It was worth falling in the water just to get the fish.
Wait, let him eat it.
Saw him eat that bait right at my feet. Wow, it's good when a plan goes together. I was thinking the plan wasn't going to work. We had a forecast that Nathan thought was horrible, but I knew it was going to be epic. Dinner time's going to be good tonight.
Now Alex has got one. Looks like it's one each. Kawai bait, yeah. Kawai bait for now. Nice work, Alex. That's going to catch the big one.
Nice.
Take the bait on the surface.
I'm too busy looking at the girls playing around with the kawai. Milan reckons he's hooked a donkey. How big's the donkey, Milan? Is it? How big's big?
We knew, Nato, if we came out here, we're going to get on to good fish.
Is it?
Like the one we came for.
Oh, really? A big friggin' donkey.
Here it comes. Oh, look at that one. Woo-hoo-hoo.
Whoa!
That's the one we came for, Nato. Oh, wow.
I think you just caught a showstopper, boy.
The coolest thing about that fish is I saw it coming up and eat my bait. Every snapper we've caught today, as you've been retrieving it into the burley trail, they've just come out of the kelp and just wasted the baits every single time. Oh.
Well, the cameraman needs to sharpen up because I'm yet to film that.
Hey.
Spiked.
Spike in the leg.
Spike in the leg, mate.
Oh, big wave coming. Big wave after this one. Can you just pick up my rod and reel, please, Alex? And can you get a nice photo, please, bro?
All right, let him go, man.
Woo! Come on, swim, little man. Here he
Come
goes.
on, Mr. Snapper, swim for me.
He's gone. We did it, Nato! That was good.
Your reel's like the thing at the end of the rainbow, Milan.
Cool way. What a way to christen it with a 20-pounder.
Big kawai bait going out. Ooh.
Okay, go. Okay, you just hooked the big one. Come on. Come on, lift up.
I missed another strike. Gutted.
Lift up
The
high.
cameraman's not doing very good today.
Through the
Nice.
It's a beauty.
It's not even a small one.
Ah, I got my film to strike, but it didn't look at it. Was that big kawai bait? It is starting to rain, and I've learnt the hard way more than once that my audio gear does not like getting water in it. It turns to cack pretty quick, so I'm going to take the audio gear off my phone and put it away, and I'll film for a little bit longer, but I don't think we need to achieve much else. We've got 3 nice snapper to take back to eat. Milan's caught a big one and released it, and the tide is rising and rising fast, and we need to get off this rock before we're swimming off this rock. And I don't like swimming on the rocks. So yeah, back to the house. Eat something awesome. And we can't fish tonight here because of the tide, but tomorrow morning we'll get a longer fishing session than we got this morning. And I reckon that we use this afternoon to catch the mighty kahawai, and we come back here tomorrow morning with big baits and see if we can't land something massive. Even though Milan's already caught a monster, but I mean like a monster of monsters. But anyway, ton of fun's had. Considering this lateral line fishing mission started with me saying that we had a terrible forecast and I'd pictured trying to go fishing and exploring in amongst big rain showers, I reckon it's been epic, absolutely epic. And as the editor of the Lateral Line, I've already got a start, a middle and an end. So I'm going to turn this fishing mission into a 2-part mini-series. I'm going to cut this one here and then I'm going to start filming the next one.
Yummy.
But before I leave you, just a quick update on Sojin 2.0, our new boat. We had our very first design brief meeting with Dane at Marco Boats and we have started the process in designing our boat. Ideally, myself and Milan just wanted a bigger Sojin with a cabin over the side console so that we can just be a little bit more comfortable and get to a bit more hard to reach areas. But after talking to Dane and taking into consideration that not a single Sojin is sold, and Dane would like to make something that is a sellable item, we have compromised on a center cabin. But the last thing myself and Milan want for filming and fishing is a big cabin stuck smack bang in the middle of our boat, obstructing fishing and obstructing filming. So the compromise is that Dane is going to make the shear line on that boat as high as possible so that the roof is as close to casting deck height as it can possibly be. So I want to be able to step from the casting deck on the front of the boat straight up onto the roof, or if I'm filming, I want to be able to film straight over top of that roof. And if you're Milan and you're fishing, then you want to be able to send a cast at any direction, 360 degrees around that boat at any time. So yeah, that is where the design has started. And right now, that is where it has stopped. Dane has a bunch of ideas, and that man is full of awesome ideas. So I reckon this boat is going to be jam-packed with everything that we could possibly need, and nothing that we don't. So that is the end of this video. Churcher, my brothers and sisters, thank you all so very, very much for watching the Lateral Line. And I want to take a moment right now and thank Alan down at Nicholson United Autos. Alan has been creating awesome thumbnails, not only for the Lateral Line, but he's also been helping me out with my hunting channel thumbnails as well. So Alan, churcher, my brother, I've been really enjoying analyzing YouTube thumbnails and titles and all that we've been doing with you, bro. It's very cool. Churcher. I will leave you all with Milan's build video and see you all again very soon.
Nathan and I had the opportunity with all the good people of Morrinsville to clean up the local river. It was in a bad state, and with a huge help from a big group of people, we brought it back to life. One of the jewels that was located during the cleanup was an old steam boiler that Steve found buried under a pile of vegetation. So we decided it would be a grand idea to pull it out of the gully and get it back to Marco's, where I can convert it into a beautiful bath for the new house. Now I say me in a very broad term. For the first time ever I picked up a gas axe and started the process. From here it was out of my control and the incredible design team at Marco's took over. Dane created the template, and then Josh, an artist with the welding wand, started creating his magic. And magic he created. From a flat piece of aluminium, he started forming the bath and then lifted it into place and moulded the edges around the old rusty backdrop of the old boiler. Josh, you are a master craftsman, and thank you so much for transforming what was a piece of junk into something beautiful to fill out its time outside of my bedroom, creating pure happiness for the time ahead. With bath completed, it was time to bring it to site. Cam, as always, was there with bells on, to work his magic moving it with the digger. Steve and Stu came across to supervise the transition. Steve and Stu are two special men. I work with Steve on the river walk. He introduced me to Stu when I was looking for land. Stu, who I didn't know but he knew Steve, sold me the block on a handshake and we became neighbours. So I could start a new life living off the land. These two incredible gentlemen allowed me to start my dream, and have supported the process all the way through. Old school men that live life the way we should. Deals are done by handshakes and jobs are just done for smiles.
The Lateral Line is proudly brought to you by the Bowler Triangle, NATO's YouTube hunting channel.